All right, Shalom, giving all honor, all praise, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bashem, Yahushai, Bashem, Rechakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone that rule well. And as always, peace, blessings, and salutations unto the hopeful elect tabernacle of David scattered abroad across the four winds of the earth. Now it's no wonder why Yahushai said, except you exceed the righteousness of the Pharisees, you will not enter into the kingdom of the Most High. It's because the Pharisees were trying to hold people to a standard that they themselves couldn't measure up to, and it was quite hypocritical. And Salakia, and when you watch some of these other Israelite groups, you'll notice that it's primarily the IUIC, which is why I'm using them for an example. Because this just came across my feed, and I'm like, okay, let me see what they talking about in this video. The primary thing concerning their doctrine is being held to the standard of the law. We got to keep God's laws. We're in this because of we broke God's laws. Repent. What does repent mean? It means stop breaking God's laws. How are you going to enter into the kingdom? By keeping God's laws. Every answer is keep his commandments, keep his law. And then when you actually evaluate these guys, you be like, well, hey, hold on. There's a 613 commandments. Are these guys sure that they're keeping all 613? And when we try to bring this to, their attention, and we don't do this out of malice. We don't do it out of spite. All of our lessons are sincere, man. We don't do this with intent to, just try to throw some mud to look good, to display hatred. Nah. It's to get you to see, open your eyes and get a good perspective, because the Most High, he's what did Samuel mother say? The Most High is the God of knowledge, and by him all actions are weighed. All right. So we're under the biggest scope there is, and that's the eyes of the Heavenly Father, whose eyes is 10,000 times brighter than the sun. All right. So he sees everything that we do. He even knows our thoughts. So if you're doing anything outside of the law, you don't think the Most High would know? But some dudes, they really get out there and they teach the law, and they act as if they're themselves perfect in the law. And that's why Apostle Paul, with his ministry of grace to the Israelite foreigners, was to show them that, hey, none of us are good enough under the first agreement, the first covenant. That's why the Lord had to make a new one, because we're not perfect. The law's not done away with. Okay, the laws are not grievous, but it's just that it's us right now. All right, that's why we under grace. So when these dudes push the law so much, you think that they don't really deal with Apostle Paul's writings. You think that they really don't deal with grace. So anyway, I'll play just some of this, but it's interesting. Some of the commandments that they like to bring out. It's just real funny because they'll bring out a law to, teaching, outsiders, teaching, Israelites that, they're fresh coming in, or, they just learning. And the law that they'll tell them as regard to, what is sin, what law should we be keeping? It'll be the same exact laws that these guys themselves are not keeping. Like, how could you blatantly stand out there and bring out a commandment, to a Israelite that don't know, and that very law that you're bringing out to him, you yourself ain't even keeping? So there's just another, and I've made videos like this before concerning them. All right. They like to boast in the law, but they break the law, which is, let me get that in Romans real quick. Let me get this in Romans, the 2nd chapter. Yeah, this is Romans 2:1. It says, "Therefore thou art inexcusable, O man, whosoever thou art that judgest, for wherein thou judgest another, thou condemnest thyself, for thou that judgest doest the same things." All right. Meaning, you'll judge somebody else for a law that they may be breaking, but you in secret, or you even in open, are breaking the same law. So why should you be the one instructing people under a standard that you yourself can't even hold yourself to? Because like the example I'm about to get into is that's a real easy one to keep, but they still insist, and they try to find loopholes and justifications, misusing and going back to their leadership. It goes right back to their leadership, because their leader, he's a hypocrite. He found a way to maneuver through the law and still appear like he's righteous. Now, let me jump down. It is Romans 2. And 23. I'll start at 20. I'll start at 19. It says, "And are confident that thou thyself art a guide of the blind," right? When they stand out there, they like, man, we're instructing and teaching our people. We're guiding them right. "A light of them which are in darkness, an instructor of the foolish," because when you're fresh in and new, you're a babe. So you're gonna be a fool before you become wise. It says, "A teacher of babes, which has the form of knowledge and of the truth in the law. Thou therefore which teachest another, teachest thou not thyself? Thou that preachest a man should not steal, doest thou steal? Thou that sayest a man should not commit adultery, doest thou commit adultery?" And that be going on, even amongst these camps, especially the ones that got a bunch of women in their congregation. It goes down more than you think. Okay. But they have to portray a certain image when they out in public. It says, "Thou that abhorrest idols, doest thou commit sacrilege? Thou that makest thy boast of the law, through breaking the law, dishonors thou the Most High?" And that's what they do. You're not representing Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, man. Just out there to look the part. The Most High doesn't take any honor in that. Okay, yeah, you got your fringes on, but if the Lord was to count every commandment that you're really not keeping, and you don't even think about it, bro. Even King David talked about secret faults. If the Lord was to mark every iniquity, every transgression, who would be able to stand? And I used to say this, when dealing with this topic. Yeah, we wear the fringes because we're commanded to. And, these groups, they put, extra emphasis on the fringes, as if, if you don't rock your fringes. Matter of fact, that same Israelite group that I was addressing about the mark of the beast, when the young brother, came up, they would make it seem as if you'll make it into the chariot wearing your fringes, rather than the brother who's not wearing his fringes but didn't take the MOTB. But the one with the fringes, if he got the C hip implanted in him, you think he's gonna get into the ship just because he got his fringes and a beard on his face? So that's what we're saying. So let's listen to this a little bit. This is in IUIC Tupelo, Mississippi. State of Mississippi. Yeah, let me play it, I think, from right here.
Evil according to the Bible. Okay. Any kind of law in the Bible we don't do. Okay. Now watch this. Give me the beard. Leviticus 21. 1927. I want 21:5. I want 1927. Give me Leviticus 1927. Like right now, bro. You shave your head? Yes. You shave your head. Now, it's a law in the Bible. Watch this. I want to read 1927. 1927.
It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 19, verse 27. You shall not round the corners of your heads.
See that? God say, when it say round the corners, it means shave it off. You don't put a razor to your head. Now, if your hair is thinning naturally, you're supposed to let it go. You clean then, but when you put a razor to your head, that's sin according to the Bible.
Right, and what do you think when you go into the barber shop, which we've seen IUIC members on screen, all right, sitting in a barber chair, getting edged up with the clippers? What do you think that is? You putting those the clippers with the edgers, all right? Like after they take the guard off and they just use that, the razor, and they put it right to the edge of your hairline and they go over it to make it look, sharp, to straighten it, to make it, make it look lined up. That's the same example. That's against the law. That's what the law is saying. Back then, them Hamites did it in honor of the dead. Anything that them Hamites was doing, we're not to do. All right, and it doesn't matter if you're just doing it just to have an appearance. If you're not doing it for the dead, cool. Don't do it. Don't do any of the things that you see these nations do. Okay. And these dudes, they be looking like they have the freshest lineups in Israel. But they'll be standing out there reading this law like you see him. Now, I'm not going to accuse him of, him getting that kind of haircut, but, I'm just kind of looking at it. And especially like at the top, that look kind of fresh. It looked like the barber, he took his time. Okay. So it doesn't just mean like, you're just shaving off the side of your head. It's literally saying, don't get a lineup. Don't edge your natural hairline. This is Leviticus 19:27 in the NASB 20. It says, "You shall not round off the hairline of your heads, nor trim the edges of your beard." And guys are certainly doing that. And all the different camps that push the law, heavy. If you ain't keeping these laws, you're not gonna you're gonna go to hell. You're not gonna make it into the kingdom. And they'll be a blatant breaker of this law right here. And I like this translation because it makes it very clear. You can't get around that. Leviticus 19:27. You shall not round off the hairline of your heads. That's going right to the edge of your head where your hairline ends, and you're just, you're cutting down onto your skin, trying to make it, look even and perfect. You're not going to have a perfect hairline. Some people, they're just blessed to have that type of hairline where it's just, they grow their hair and their line still looks the same. Some people just have they were born with that, but not everybody is born with a perfect hairline. Some brothers gonna have a receding hairline. They're gonna have the Sherman Hemsley. All right. You're gonna have that horseshoe effect. Some brothers go bald. It's just gonna happen, man. And you gotta rock that out. But don't be a hypocrite with it, man. So this, now let me get this real quick. I'm gonna read it in the NLT. 1 Timothy. This is 1 Timothy 1, and I'm gonna start at verse 6. And it says, "But some people have missed this whole point. They have turned away from these things and spend their time in meaningless discussions. They want to be known as teachers of the law of Moses, but they don't know what they are talking about, even though they speak so confidently. We know that the law is good when used correctly." All right. And the Most High, he's not going to accept it any other way. Like going back to the law, he said, cursed be he that don't do all the law. All right. Meaning like every jot, every tittle. All right. The whole law. Was it Deuteronomy? Damn, where's that at? Leviticus 27. I'm tripping. I don't know why I keep going to Leviticus. Deuteronomy 27. Yep, this is it. Deuteronomy 27 and 26, it says, "Cursed be he that confirmeth not all the words of this law to do them. And all the people shall say, Amen." All right, so the moment you put yourself under this agreement to that standard, you're expected to do the whole law. And you're held to that curse. You're held to that the penalty of the law if you don't keep it. If you don't keep it with perfection. So these groups, they do it to themselves, man. So, yeah, the covenant of grace that we're under now is way better. All right, because one, we're in these sinful bodies, and two, we're not sovereign. We're still in captivity. So there's certain commandments off the rip that we're not going to even be able to keep. All right. So, when we see this stuff, we can't help but, speak out and say something, and they think that we're just being judgmental and, we're hatred, we're showing hatred. Every now and then you'll have some of the people that watch them, they'll come to our pages when we're trying to correct them, and they'll just, they'll leave an emotional response. And they're out there doing good works, man. They're out there returning our people to the Most High. They're doing this and doing that. Yeah, but they're also being hypocritical. And, that's not an example to be showing our people, coming from out of this world. Sometimes you got to draw that line, man. Okay. And you don't see us like we'll teach, to keep the commandments, but we say do it to the best of your ability. All right. But we know that we're not going to be justified by it. You're going to, fall short of the glory. But, try, because we're under grace. And the very thing, as far as how the Most High is going to deal with us is, he's going to look into your spirit. He's going to judge you based off of the inward man. Are you sincere? Are you faithful? What are your intentions? So, yeah, I had to, say something on this one, and I thought it was interesting him bringing out this particular law. And I'm looking, because they got, they use high definition cameras in IUIC. So you can see everything. Everything is crystal clear. You looking, right at their heads. It's like, dog, you look like you went to the barbershop and got a clean one. You went right to the barbershop and you saw the picture on the wall with the numbers, and you see the different hairstyles of the different men. You're like, hey, let me get the number. Let me get the number 15. Use the one. I just want that. So, and that's unlawful. Okay. Barbers and tattoo artists, they're breaking the same commandment. All right, from Leviticus 19:27 to 28. Leviticus 19:27 is for the barbers. Leviticus 19:28 for the tattoo artists. So anyway, yeah, I'll end off right there. Hey, matter of fact, let me end off with Yahweh Shai said, which I quoted. Matthew 23. Yeah, Matthew 23 and 1, it says, then spake Yahweh Shai to the multitude and to his disciples, saying, the scribes and the Pharisees sit in Moses' seat. All therefore whatsoever they bid you observe, that observe and do, but do not ye after their works, for they say and do not. Okay. And let me get the other one that I quoted, I mentioned. Yeah, it's Matthew 5:20 says, for I say unto you that except your righteousness shall exceed the righteousness of the scribes and Pharisees, you shall in no wise or in no case enter into the kingdom of heaven. And I'm gonna end off with that one. I'm gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Shalom.